Welcome everybody to this edition of Racing to Win. What a fabulous day, a fabulous card at Sha Tin. It's bow tie day for the 10 race card with the Sha Tin Trophy, of course, our feature, sponsored by Oriental Watch Company. The Premier Bowl, of course, another one of the classic races as we head towards the internationals in December. So there's plenty to look forward to. Paul Alley and Tom Wood.
There certainly is some great racing. Looking forward to the sprint that comes up as the third race on the program, and Full of Beauty will no doubt go around fairly short in that race. Fascinating with Pakistan Star coming back, and also Victory back off a long break. And then we move into the Oriental Watch Sha Tin Trophy. Beauty Generation having to give at least £14 away to his nearest rival, but he'll be hard to beat once again.
How's he looked in the mornings, the big boy, Paul?
Yeah, he's looked good, actually. He's going really well at the moment, as he has done for his last season and a half. He's looking really good. A lot of shorties going through on the card. There's a lot of short price favourites, I think, throughout. One jackpot, just a small one, 100,000 going on to the triple trio. So just a little bit of a rollover there. And
just, of course, take note wherever you're watching around the world. It is an early start now in Hong Kong for Sunday and Saturday programs until the end of the calendar year. We're 45 minutes earlier than normal, so 12:15 p.m. the first Hong Kong time. You can check your local guides for your local time. Let's have a look at the scratchings firstly and the information. We're on the A course for the card, and the horse withdrawals. Race 1, Scratch 2, Divine Power. Red Brick Fighter is now the runner that goes in for him. He'll draw 4. And race 6, number 2, Markula is out. Aero Flash for Neil Callan, who's bounced into form very quickly after a double at the Valley on Wednesday night. They're the only withdrawals. 10 races on the turf, the rail in the true position. We're expecting a sunny and clear day around about 28 degrees for the Oriental Watch Sha Tin Trophy and the Premier Bowl. We kick off with the Piaget Excellent Handicap. It's the only Class 5 of the day, 1,400 metres. And Blooming Spirit gets the drop in grade. He's the lonesome soldier dropping in class here for Joe Moreira. Red Brick Fighter, Flying Noble, Kwai Chung Elite drawn well for Blake Shin in barrier 5. Actually, everyone's elite. I'm the Conquest and Iron Bravo, my apologies. They're all dropping in grade 2. We go down the bottom to Big Bully, who's been knocking on the door. Neil Callan's first ride for the day. And Majestic Endeavour, King Mortar, and victorious leader Zach Purton. He would have been in the sauna prior to the first, no doubt, riding at a very light weight here in race 1. Red Brick Fighter, Flying Noble, Supreme Witness, Majestic Endeavour have all been up at Chunfa in the last 30 days. Now, the speed here in the first, Tom, unfolds at a good tempo?
Yeah, it should do. Blooming Spirit's going to try and come across from gate number 7 and sit up on the outside of King Mort, who went forward last time out and was only beaten 3 1/4. Kwai Chung Elite should get a nice run down on the rail there. You've got Supreme Witness, who could get caught out wide. Iron Bravo, their victorious lead, is interesting because they have been riding him further forward in recent trials, but he's down in gate number 1. Zach Purton down to a lightweight.
Nice quiet piece of work here from Blooming Spirit. He looks nice and relaxed. He's one of these horses that have been downgraded. Joe Moreira jump aboard as well. And the cheek pieces, you see he's wearing them there. He'll be wearing those on race day now as well. So he goes nicely here in the morning. On the Conquest, I thought it was a nice piece from him. He's just taking off. That's round the wrong way. On the Conquest is the one in the red saddlecloth. And he just takes off there, 155. And I thought it was a nice piece there. Bond Elegance wasn't pushed to chase him. And Big Bully, you can see him. He's a nice, big, strong horse, this one. He's been running pretty well recently. And the informed Neil Callan, he rode it here on this particular gallop.
All right, let's start with horse number 6, drawn barrier 12. I'm the Conquest, who is having just his third race start for the new stable of Douglas White. First run was OK. The second run was a lot better.
It was. I thought it was a really good run. And I like that track work that he did perform there with Bond Elegance. Hit the line strongly here. I give him a chance. He's up to 1,400 metres. He's down into Class 5. So 2 positives for him, I thought. Yeah,
there is. Gate number 12 probably a little bit of a negative in the speed map there. You could see him getting into a position that was probably 3 wide, maybe with some covers. That might be best case scenario for him. I haven't got him in, however.
All right, let's move on to Big Bully, Flying Noble. Both performed well. Harbour Century, Kwai Chung Elite's drawn nicely in gate 5, and King Mortar's been out of form for a long, long time.
He has. Big Bully, he's not been too far away in his recent runs. Look at his form, second, third, fifth and second. He's never been beaten too far. This was the race that was won by Vital Spring to his outside. He's ground away over the concluding stages. Neil Callan jumping on board once again. He's been honest without striking. You've seen Flying Noble there. He wasn't far away in that run. Harbour Century wasn't either. It was a slightly better run from him, but he should be another chance.
Yeah, I didn't mind run quite strong elite either. I thought his first up run was good, and you could throw a nappy over them there, couldn't you? Because they were just about in a bunch at the end.
Yeah, I think that'll be the way the market probably folds up in the end too. It'll be 4-1 the field. Although at the moment we've got a 6-4 favourite in Blooming Spirit. He's at the top, and this is down the bottom, victorious leader. Zach Burton, Gate 1, riding for Dennis Yip. He's ridden this horse twice before for no success. This was a recent trial, and it looked OK over the 1600.
Yeah, that's Rise High and Speedy Optimist up front there. He was up on the pace in this trial. He's been quite speedy in a couple of trials. Now Zach was on board in the 1600-metre trial. He's got no real form to speak of. He made some ground behind Lotus Breeze last time out. I'm intrigued to see what he can do if they decide to ride him further forward.
Yeah, interesting. And this is 16. He's coming back to 1400 metres. It's an eye-catching booking, isn't it, when you Dennis Yip and Zach Burton do team up, but you do take unders.
2 wins from 5 attempts so far.
Yeah, I think it's a tricky race, the first, as is often the case in Class 5s. Paul?
Yeah, I've got a couple of double figures here. Kwai Chong Elite, he's third up now. I think he'll be at peak fitness for this race. And his first up run in particular was very good, and he wasn't far away in his second. On the Conquest, downgraded as well. This horse, and he looks really good in his track work, and another one that ran really nicely last start. Blooming Spirit, he's ran third off 46. Cheek pieces go on him, and Joe Moreira jumps aboard, and Big Bully has been very consistent. So I went 4, 6, 1, 11, but happy to go 4 each way at 16-1.
I'm going to go with the favourite here, dropping in grade Blooming Spirit for Joe Moreira and Frankie Law. He's got a couple of useful runs on the board. One was on the all-weather on a wet, slow track over 1,200 metres, but dropping in grade here. Cheek pieces on, over Big Bully, 14 victorious leader. I'll throw in Red Brick Fighter, who gets in here off the ballot. He's put up the odd useful race, has Red Brick Fighter. 2 6th beaten, 5 lengths behind Aquila, and also Starlot. He might be able to inject some value. So 1, 11, 14 and 2.
Yeah, it's a tricky little race, the first. I went with Neil Callan. He's on a roll here. Big Bully, I think, might be able to get the money in the first, but there will be a few chances, no doubt, looking at the betting.